Have you ever thought about how crazy it is that people get excited about and spend countless hours preparing their resumes and writing college essays? The truth of the matter is, it is easier to do things when you're told in a specific order than you figuring out all on your own. With so many life priorities to juggle in the modern world, how can you decide when to do what? More importantly, how can you decide when to do what when you don't have a specific time to do it yourself? Lucky for you, I've created a priority system that answers all of these questions and has solved all of these problems. So the TLP method essentially stands for time, life bucket, and priority. So time is very obvious. If there's a specific time set to it and it takes priority over the other two things I mentioned, then that would go first. Second thing, and an example of this would be, say you have a bunch of tasks to do on your to-do list. However, at 10 a.m. you have a doctor's appointment. You have to do that at the time. There's no arguing there, right? You have to do it when the doctor's appointment is. The second thing would be life buckets. So for me, I think of things in life buckets. So there's work, there's side hustle, there's like exercise, there's housekeeping, there's scheduling and reflection, and there's social. So for the purposes of this video, I have essentially these projects set to my different life buckets. So I made it pretty simple here. So I have the work, side hustle, weekly reviews, that'd be like scheduling and reflection. Someday maybe is like future thinking stuff, and then one-off tasks. So in my life, I have this a little bit different. I have housekeeping tasks, scheduling and reflection, and social. However, in this video, I'm going to show you also where priority lies in this system. So as you can see, this example day, if you kind of disregard the inbox first and foremost, this is stuff that is not put into a specific bucket yet. But if I record this video, let's start moving things to project. So this would be side hustle, right? Upload this video, move project to side hustle, edit this video, move project to side hustle. Then we have the setup here. So my three-pronged approach, once again, the TLP method is time, life bucket, priority. So first and foremost, as you can see, things that have a specific time are at the specific time in a certain order. So if I set this guy to 9 a.m., this would take priority over this. And then as you can see, it goes in order. So if we get rid of some of the time for some of these other guys, where can we see the priorities take place? So obviously, first and foremost, work priorities are first. It's grouped by project. Work priorities go first. So everything at the top is work, and then side hustle, then my weekly review that I'm gonna do, and then some days / maybe tasks at the end of the day. So first and foremost, we have examples here. You can see the order. I have business reports I have to do at 11. I have email clients that I have to do at 3, and I have to build a database at some point today. So then regarding my side hustle, if I look at it, I have some time-based priority systems there. So essentially, if you look at this, it's like, all right, if I can and I'm at work, I can do these tasks first. But then moving forward with that in my day, I'm doing this video recording at 5 because that's when it's planned to do. I have the editing time at 8 p.m. And outside of that, then I could look at it from a priorities-based perspective. So if we look at the priorities here in ToDoIST, red is priority 1, orange, I believe, colorblind as heck, is priority 2, and this blue color is priority 3. So as you can see, once time is factored in, outside of that, things on your to-do list then are sorted by priority. Because priority 4 is grayed out. So the order of operations here is this right here. If time is not a factor and you're not within the time that it's set, then you go in the order of things that are required to do. Now, if you have the time to do the time set thing, and it's one of those things where it's like you plan to do it earlier in the day, obviously that takes priority. However, when looking at this, it's a very top-down approach throughout. And if you're not within the time constraints of the life bucket, i.e. if you're not in working hours, you're not gonna do work stuff outside of working hours. And the same goes for side hustle. You're not gonna do that during work. So then moving down past that, once all of this stuff gets done, then I can do my weekly review and look through and be like, okay, what do I need to get done? And then sometime maybe is last year. Like if I had more stuff here, like a someday maybe task example, and this was red, this is a priority 1. The nice part about this system is that if we set these both to the same day, obviously this example is higher on the priority than the World Championship track tickets. However, it's a someday maybe task. So even though it's a priority 1, it does not take precedent over everything else, because obviously it shouldn't. It's not a big deal. And that's just kind of the way I work with my life. And if you want to set this system up like this, what you can do is you can go to custom sorting in your today view, press group by project, sort by due date, order ascending, assigned to anyone. And essentially the priority by default will go in the proper order of highest to lowest. That's the part that really matters here, because if you set it up on this left here to where side hustle is more important than work, your top-down approach gets thrown off. However, if you make sure work is on top, then obviously your work tasks are the most important things that you need to get done for the day, and that's your top-down approach with that. So it helps you get rid of the thinking. You can just think, all right, if it's time sensitive, got to do time. If it's in this life bucket and then has a higher priority than the other thing in the life bucket, I do that thing first. Once you get things in that mindset and understand that once you're in the constraints of the different life buckets, you go based on time and by priority, you then can answer questions for yourself much easier of what it is that I need to get done first. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.